and kind of covered some good things here. I don't know if you guys saw the video that me and Dave did today, and it was an interesting video. The video we did was to basically, we wanted to, let me see, I see Derek just came in. I don't haven't seen Derek in a while. What's going on, Derek? What we're doing now, hopefully, Miss Quisha, you put your picture back up. We wanted to have pictures. I mean, if you guys want to show your face, I understand, but just put a lion or a Bitcoin or something because we want. I can't see that like when we do go live like this. I want people to see that we are a real team. We're real people all over the country, and we are a real platform of individuals that study not just money, we study decentralization, which is a terminology that people are not familiar with. And if they are familiar with, they're not really familiar with centralization, which is what we are all been subjected to. And it's subconscious now. So this is what we're doing. I'm going to show what has happened. I don't know if there's people out there in the world that has seen me and Dave's video today. I guess eventually they will. But we had an interesting article yesterday from a gentleman who was a former Nobel Peace Prize winner economist. And we did the liberty of going to research him because yesterday when we did the video, we had not yet really researched the guy. We had maybe 10 minutes before we went on live yesterday. We just knew that his statements were inaccurate, and we knew that he knew better because he is a Nobel Prize winner and he's a global economist. So we knew some of the statements that he made. Not only did he know they were not correct, but we wanted to find out what his intentions were. So I got down to the bottom of it, and basically, let me pull up something for you guys. I was able to see that this guy, Paul, I call him Crookman, but his name is Krugman. He basically got his nomination from, let me show you. Here it is here. Okay, this is what I pulled. What I found out about this gentleman is he got, where's it at? There it is, there. He got his Nobel Peace Prize. He was nominated from the, I can't pronounce that bank, Syringe Ritz Bank, which is actually, a lot of people don't realize, is the first central bank ever in the world in Sweden. And that bank existed for a little while, and then they started the Bank of England. That bank went into insolvent, and they started the Bank of England. But these are the people who awarded him or suggested to award him this award, or some of the individuals from that organization with this syringe. I can't pronounce it. It's actually, let me pull it up here. It's a, it is a, I hate fumbling around like this because I had this all earlier today, before I got on this call. But when you're fumbling around and trying to talk at the same time, it's just not a good thing. Let me see. I'm gonna pull him up here. Okay, here he is. Here. $1.4 million is what they gave him. Let me see a picture of the guy too. You guys see me. I don't want to stay on this too long, but I had to address this because let me see. Let me share my screen. Where are you? Where are you at, Paul? Here he is. I had to address this. You know, oh, it's right there. I had to address this. It's the Royal Swiss Academy of Science in Stockholm. You see that? That Syringe Ritz Bank Prize. These are the people who awarded this guy his Nobel Peace Prize in economics. Okay? So, guess what? This is the Syringe Ritz Bank. This is in your cryptocurrency courses. This is the history of the central banks. And I didn't know this. I thought the first central bank was actually in England, but the first central bank is the Syringe Ritz Bank. Okay? So these are the people who awarded him. Interesting. And gave him $1.4 million. So this guy is paid for, bought, to sway you guys watching the Family Cash Machine or interested in Bitcoin or maybe interested in cryptocurrencies. This guy is a professional economist. He understands that to free people up economically and to add and include more people in the global economy of things is definitely good to bring more people in the uh, in the competition to be able to even trade, because there's over 3 billion people in the world that don't have ID even, so there's like 2.5 billion that don't have a bank. So to be able to bring more people in the international trade and commerce to be able to interact, okay, in trade is definitely good for the economy, no question. And this guy, that's his specialty. He actually specialized in global economics and international trade. So I'm sure he knows that. So that's what we do here on the Family Cash. We bust people out. We're not going to take that crap. We're not going to let people come in here with their big degrees and tell a bunch of lies because you didn't go to school and get those degrees to tell lies. And if you come and tell some lies, we're going to bust you down. We're not going to let you spread all that propaganda and hide behind your status to confirm the propaganda. No, that's not going to happen. If you have a legitimate bad thing to say about making people more free, then come with it. But I'm not going to let you disguise your argument and deceive people, because it's not what's going to happen. So our plight on the Family Cash Machine is to continue to keep more people engaged in what's going on. It's not just about, okay, cryptocurrency. It's more about awareness. It's more about consciousness and understanding money instead of just allowing things to just happen. I said I had made a comment earlier today that it's going to happen. You guys are in this not crypto, but you're in this currency war. People who are watching this video, you're in a currency war. And now there has been a trade war started, which again is going to escalate the currency war. Okay? And you've already had in the last 2 years, 4 countries crash. And people are not noticing what's going on. You've had Cyprus, you've had Greece, you've had India. I'm talking about just total economies just collapse. Now you've had Venezuela. And there's more countries. If I extend it to 5 years, then we could probably add some other countries in there. But just the last 2 years, you've had 4 countries totally economically collapse. But people in America, just like, those kids, those little, the possum and the pig on the Lion King, Tuna Batana, don't worry, everything's okay. Nothing's going to happen to us. And the Family Cash Machine is here to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, wake up. Prepare yourself, brace yourself. In the event something does happen, we need to make sure you can still maneuver. We need to make sure you can still buy food. We need to make sure you can still put gas in your car. We need to make sure that if you go to the bank and you do have a couple thousand in there and they say, hey, we froze this, you can't have this, you still can maneuver. Because this is exactly what happened in Cyprus just last year or so, when Cyprus crashed. They locked up all people's money in the bank. Nobody could get their money out. They just froze it. And then the bank sent them these bogus letters saying, well, under such and such law, we have the right to confiscate your holdings so we can try to bring the bank back out of it to make it back solvent again. And there was nothing they can do. So that could happen here as well. So this is not just about us getting in this and making a bunch of money, even though whenever there's a new technology, whenever there's something new that is a demand for it, something that has a value, of course, if you are in that first, you position yourself to make a lot of money. Secondly, it is more about security. It's more about survival. It's more about options, choices, and having choices. And most of us don't have choices. We got the American dollar, or that's it. We don't have anything else, and we don't know anything else. And so many people now in this country believe that that's all it is U.S. dollars, and that's just not true. We did a little graph yesterday. We did some graphing, and Dave showed where gold, I think gold was $1,100 in 2014. So if you guys would have had some gold since 2014 to today, it went up. I think it's about $1,600 an ounce or something now. So you made a little money, but you got something that's solid. And I'm going to tell you guys something. Gold has not yet begun to appreciate because the US dollar, euros, have been manipulating the prices, okay, by options, buying futures and options. They've been keeping the price in check. But what's going to happen when the dollar don't have no value? How you going to check that price of gold? How you going to manipulate that price? I'm going to ask Joe. Joe is pretty sharp on money. I'm going to ask Joe, how are they going to manipulate the gold prices, Joe, when the U.S. dollar value crashes or doesn't have enough value to sustain any kind of stableness? My bad. I said something to Joe, and I don't think Joe's available. But anyway, they're not going to be able to. You know that they're not going to be able to. I think some of you guys are scared to answer. You guys are scared I'm going to say wrong answer or something, but I'm not going to bust you out like that. But I do want us all to understand what's going on. But it's just going to explode because there's so much currency out there that's been printed. And what gold is, it is what Mr. Krugman talked about yesterday, a tether. Okay, well, he talked about Bitcoin don't have a tether. Well, US dollar don't have a tether. It's nothing balancing it out. It's not backed by gold anymore. So there's nothing to balance it out. Well, guess what? When this dollar crashes and all them dollars they didn't print it up, the gold is going to absorb all the currency they printed up. So it's going to make it just explode really high on a high. It could be 20,000, 30,000 an ounce for gold once it actually is allowed to float and do what it's supposed to do. So right now it's being suppressed. It's being suppressed because they don't want you to really know how bad it is. So they're suppressing that through manipulation. But at the same time, if you guys watch the gold sales, if you watch the absorption of gold, you hardly can't buy gold right now. There's so many people buying it because they know. All these countries, China is locked up on so many gold mines right now, it's not even funny. They basically have bought the rights to gold mines all over the world, all in Africa. And they're absorbing gold like you wouldn't believe. They went from 70 tons of gold to something like 7,000 tons of gold in the last like 8 years. So they know the deal. And if you want to buy large sums of it right now, it's extremely hard because all those that understand economics, they're buying up gold. Now, cryptocurrency is digital gold. It is the modern day gold rush, no question about it, because it is difficult, just like it is difficult to find gold. And when you do find a strain of gold or a vein of gold, you know, the more you get out of the ground, the more difficult it gets to find it because it's a rarity. It's a rare commodity. And it's made up of particles from a supernova exploding in the universe. So how often does that happen? You know, every million years or something. So that's where gold comes from. It comes from these minerals from an explosion of a supernova. So, and when those minerals harden, then that's where gold comes from. So, of course, we're all a part of the universe, and we all have certain minerals in us, like copper and all this other stuff, magnesium. We're all made up of minerals from this earth. So, gold is very rare, and that's what gives it its value. Is the rarity of it and the scarcity of it. And it's the same thing with Bitcoins. Bitcoin is only 21 million. Now we do have now Bitcoin Cash, which is another 21 million. But 21 million is nothing compared to all the currencies around the world. How much currency it is in the world is just astronomical as they trade over $50 trillion a day on Forex alone. And that's just the currency they trade. That's not talking about the currencies that's not traded, but the currencies that they trade over $50 trillion a day on Forex. Okay, so there's trillions amount of money in the world. Okay, so that little 21 million Bitcoins, 21 million Bitcoin cash is nothing. It doesn't even scratch the surface. Now, the good thing about Bitcoin, it has a cryptocurrency. It has the same capacity that real money has in the fact that it can be divided. It's divisible. So you could take one Bitcoin and break it up into 100 million parts. Not every cryptocurrency, but I know Bitcoin itself can be broken down to 100 million parts. Okay, so that gives it that characteristic. Now, all cryptocurrency has a divisibility characteristic. It can be divided. Also, it has this stored unit of value. It has an ability to store value. Not saying every cryptocurrency has value, but if they actually have a function and create some type of function that is a demand for that particular coin, if they create some kind of technological function that people need, now it has an ability to store value. Okay. Also, from there, you have something that is transaction. You know, it's able to transact really fast. It's liquid. You can mobilize it. You can move it. So that's a characteristic that money should have. It should be able to be portable. They say portable, but you know, in this day and age, you know, gold is portable, but I'm not trying to carry, you know, 2 bars of gold to buy a home, you know, so that might be a little heavy to carry $1 million worth of gold or 20 million worth of gold. Well, I can send bitcoins. I can send 50 million of bitcoins in a second, bam, anywhere in the world. So that's liquid, and portable is boy, all outdoors, and so it's more portable than even money. So, you know, it's trying to transport $10 million cash. Good luck with that one. Not only will you have difficulty concealing it and hiding it, someone may take it from you. The police officer might take it from you and think it's drug money or whatever. I mean, you know, you stand that chance of some corrupt person taking it from you. So you don't have that with cryptocurrency. You have complete anonymity. So to me, cryptocurrency has more value than fiat currency because fiat currency is not transparent. So we're adding value. We're adding other components to give it even more value. We have the 5 characteristics of money. It's portable, it's divisible, it's fungible, it's a unit of exchange, okay, and it's divisible. Oh, no, I said that. It's divisible, it's portable, it's durable, it's fungible, and it's a unit of exchange. So it has all the characteristics of money and more. So how do you say it doesn't have value? It's also can be programmed. It's programmable money. It's money that can actually store data. It's money. It has a feature to be used as a currency, but it also has a function that can be used as data. It also has underlying girding distributed ledger that can account and track. It can be used in insurance companies. It can be used in accounting. It can be used in any asset-based commodity that needs to be, you know, analyzed or tracked or accounted for. It can be used in any one of those industries. So to me, you can't do that with a dollar. A dollar doesn't do anything. It's just a piece of paper that's not backed by nothing. And so a lot of these economists say, well, the only thing that's backing Bitcoin is the people's trust in it. Well, guess what? That's the only thing backing the US dollar right now is the people's trust in it. And people are losing trust in it. And that's why it's losing value. China doesn't want any American dollars no more. China is not trading gold with US dollars. They're not trading oil for US dollars anymore. They're using their own. And they're also trading in a bilateral trade agreement with Russia. They're trading Russian money. And Russian money is trading Chinese money. They're making bilateral trades for oil now. They're not using the dollar. There's certain countries right now in Africa that you'll even go to jail for that, period. They don't even want you having that. If they catch you with US dollars, you're going to jail, okay? So it's becoming more and more of something that people don't trust. They don't want. They don't believe it has real value. They don't believe that there's any gold backing it. And so people are slowly losing trust in it. And that's what's creating the fall of the dollar as well. Okay? But people are gaining trust in Bitcoins. That's why it's being talked about on Wall Street. That's why you have more multimillionaires coming into this industry, because they see it doesn't have to be backed by anything. It has a real function. It has several functions. And like I said, it adds anonymity to those transacting. It adds this borderless, uncontrollable element where you can't stop it. You can't stop somebody from transacting right now Bitcoin. There's nothing you can do to stop somebody from transacting a Bitcoin. There's nothing a government can do right now from stopping someone from transacting right now. That is powerful, and that is also valuable. So right now, if I had an account, if you had an account, if that guy had an account, it's so easy for them to zero on his account and shut him down. Matter of fact, not even shutting down, they can freeze it from anywhere in the world. You can't do that with Bitcoin. Because first of all, they don't even know what my wallet is. My name's not on my wallet. See? It's powerful. We have to make this point known to people, how powerful something that can be not censored, something that can't be regulated, something that can't be controlled, that you possess. How powerful that is. Don't you guys want to have power? Don't you want to be powerful? Don't you want to have access to being powerful or executing power? Why do we want to continue to relinquish our power to other people that don't have our best interests at heart? And this is how we've been trained. We continue to relinquish our power. What is your power? What is the most powerful thing that God has given any human being? The power to choose. The power to choose. No other creature on this planet has that power. Okay, a monkey can't do nothing but be a monkey. A squirrel has no choice but to gather nuts in the summer and storm away for the winter, and he has no choice but to live in accord to the nature he was created in. But humans have choices. Okay, now when it comes to our money, we give up our power to choose to transact. We let other people tell us how, when, and where we're going to transact. And we don't even think about it. It's just second nature now. We're raised this way to say, oh, okay, here, you can have all my power. Here you go. You can have my power. You can have matter of fact, you can have my money. Here's my money. Put my money in your bank. I trust you. And I'm going to ask you for permission if I can send it to Ellis. And if you say no, then, oh, well, I can't do that transaction for my friend. And okay, I accept that. No, hell no. If I want to send Ellis $1 million right now, and I got cryptocurrencies, that choice is made. I'm like, you know what? I just made 10 million. I'm gonna send L $1 million. And once that decision is made, no one, no thing, no government, no entity can stop that. That's powerful. I can send money to anybody in the world. If I go to, right now, Nigeria, and find a family there that I really like and I think really needs some help. And they might not have running water, but they got a cell phone. They said 50% of the world don't have running water, but they got a cell phone. That's the technological era that we live in. I can find a family that I think, oh man, these people, they living on like $2 a month or something. And I can find a family that I really, really like. And I might come home heavy-hearted, with a heavy heart, as to the discomfort that they have and the struggle that they living under. And it might not be nothing for me to send them 20 grand, but try to explain that to U.S. Customs and try to explain that to your bank why you want to send somebody in Nigeria 20 grand that you don't know. Why do I even have to answer that question? Why do I even have to be interrogated about that? It's my choice. And they have come in the realm of your choice. and they have disrupted your ability to choose. And that's criminal. And they're doing it out of greed because they want to keep that money in their bank so they can keep flipping your money on Wall Street. They can keep selling and flipping the money in your name. And you think they're doing you a favor. It's crazy. But if you really knew what was going on, and Henry Ford said it best. He said if the American public understood the banking system of America, it would be a revolution overnight. That's not Eric words. I want y'all to go out and say I'm starting a revolution. That's Henry Ford's words. He said if the American public really understood the banking industry, that's what he said. And he was talking about fractionalized lending. He was talking about how they do that whole little thing that you guys seen on the Mike Mahoney videos. Anybody watching our video right now, I'm gonna ask you guys to watch Mike Mahoney YouTube. It's a series of videos called Hidden Secrets of Money. Watch number 1, and then watch number 4, which is the Secrets of the Federal Reserve. But then you can watch the rest of them 1 through 7. But I definitely want you guys to watch those 2. But I'm really starting to understand the basics. Now, when I first got into this cryptocurrency space, I became a crypto zombie, and I started studying, and I started staying up all night. I started having sleepless nights. I started researching. I started reading. I started becoming a zealot. I started becoming animated. I started just becoming on fire. But now, I done took my flight, and I'm starting to land again. So I'm learning how to absorb the basics of what this is about. The basics, which is freedom of transactions and freedom to control my own money. You don't control your money in the banks. And it's okay to have some money in the banks. I'm not saying don't have some in the banks, because you can't buy a house, you can't do certain things without deposits in the bank. They're gonna look at that. I know they do in the mortgage company. They want to see your deposits. They want to see how you spend money. They want to see, you know, your spending behavior, as well as your what you call your reserve cash. They want to see that. They want to see what kind of reserve cash you have. And so you gotta have to have a bank account to do certain things and function. But again, everything is not everybody's damn business. I don't care if it's President Obama. I don't care if it's President Trump. I don't care if it's the Secretary of State. I don't care if the Secretary of Treasury. I don't give a damn. Everything is not everybody's business. You have the choice and the right to choose. And you have the right to privacy and the right to anonymity. And that's in your rights even when they reach you. You have the right to remain silent. Okay, that's in your rights. They read you that before they can arrest you. That has to be read. So you have the right to remain silent or private. It's the same thing. What's the difference between private and silent? I don't know the difference. So that's the idea that you have to understand. It's your right. It's not a law that you disclose everything to everybody. It's your right to have a certain amount of privacy. That's what makes a country a democratic country. That's what makes you have liberty and freedom. You have the right of privacy. You have the right of certain personal things. You know, and that's why we gave this in this country you the right to religion. That's personal. That's something that's your personal right. That's a choice. And so that's why that's written in the Constitution, is you have the right to believe whom and what religion you want. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech is all tied into choice. Choices. They didn't want to infringe upon choices of the human being because they realized that was the greatest gift that God has given us, is the freedom to choose. Now, again, my question to you, not Family Cash Machine, but the people watching this video, why are you giving up all your rights to choose when it comes to your money? Money is the thing you need every day to brush your teeth, to wipe your butt, And I like the good toilet paper. I got daughters. They're not going to go for that stuff that crumble up in your butt. It costs money for good toilet paper. So my point is, I'm not giving that right up. Not totally. No, hell no. It's just like giving somebody your oxygen and saying, breathe for me. That's what you're doing when you give up your right to possess all of your money. You're basically telling them, breathe for me. If you tell me I can't breathe, today I can't breathe. Hell no. I need some damn oxygen. I need to breathe. You cannot breathe without money. Think about it. How you gonna breathe without money? It's nothing free no more. I mean, it's not a day where you can just live on the land. You gotta pay for rent. You gotta pay for food. You gotta pay for water. You have to pay for electricity. You gotta pay to clean your butt. So basically, money is keeping you alive right now. So without money, you won't be able to breathe and get no oxygen because you won't be living. So why are you dependent on somebody to control your life, your lifeline? And that's what we're doing, just volunteering all of our power. Here, you guys, I trust you guys here. So what happened to the people that did that at IndyMac Bank? My uncle had an account at IndyMac Bank. They closed 2009. People don't remember that. Gone. Move got taken over by JP Morgan, so those people were okay. They just had a different person holding their money. But again, you guys, you want to possess some of your wealth. Don't give all of your value to the banks. Okay? They're crooked. They are wicked. They are trying to figure out how to control you. And they've done a great job at it. And they're getting more and more and more and more controlling and more restrictive. And so one day you look up and you say, damn, how did things get so restrictive? By degrees. They do a little bit, and a little bit. Let me say this. If I was flying right now to Atlanta, Michigan, California, and if that plane was just 2 degrees off, by the time we get 3,000 miles, we in Paraguay some damn where. We way off. And that's kind of what's happening with our liberties when it comes to money. They have given us a degree. With all this new anti-terrorism first. Then it was the Patriot Act. Now it's the anti-money laundering. And then it's this, and then it's that. And then all this stuff by degree. You look up, you won't have any privacy when it comes to your money. And you almost have that now. No privacy when it comes to money. None. Okay, now let me say this to you guys. No privacy with your money. That's like being financially butt naked. Could you imagine being butt naked, walking down the street, and it was against the law to put on clothes and cover yourself and have any privacy? And you got to ask permission to cover any part of your body? That's what you're doing with financially being exposed and having no financial privacy. You are financially butt naked. Everything you make, every dime, every penny is exposed because you have to give up your name, you have to give up your social, you have to give up your driver license. They know every freaking dime that you have because if somebody put a deposit in your account, that account is attached to your name. That everything with that social is registering with the IRS. That's why these rappers, they go 5-6 years, they make millions of dollars, but then at some point the IRS say, hey buddy, come in, you owe us $4 million. See, just happened to the gang. So they'll let you go for a little while, but they sit there and they account everything you made. And then when you're not so hot no more, but when you was hot, you made 10 million, but now you're not so hot, you're only making like 2 million a year instead of 10 million. They're gonna come and hit you for that 10 million that you didn't top file, and they're gonna assume you made 10 million every year until you come and straighten that out. But by the way, let's freeze everything first. Because everything you made is visible. You're financially butt naked. I don't know what better way to explain that. So don't mean to be so raw and vulgar To the ladies out there, I hope I didn't offend you, but this is the best way for me to explain it, because we, to this point, haven't seen it. We just in it, and we're trained to do a certain thing and act a certain way with money and perform and behave a certain way with money, not understand that we're telling on ourselves. We're telling on ourselves. Now, some of the people on this phone call might be like, well, man, I ain't got millions right now, so I ain't worried about it. Well, why not train yourself now? Because you are what you practice, see? And if you're not conscious of it, then you slip it. That's how they talk in the streets. If you ain't conscious, you slip it. So we telling you now, you guys need to be conscious of it. Because the more you're conscious of it, the more you are aware of how to disguise yourself and to maintain some of your privacy. And don't let nobody out here in this world tell you, oh, Eric is teaching y'all wrong because it's wrong not to pay taxes. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying not pay taxes. I'm saying you have the right to preserve some of your damn privacy. And don't give nobody all of your ability to choose. And nobody can tell me I'm wrong for that. So with that, you guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and close out the call today. And you guys have a great evening. And let's keep building the Family Cash Machine. We on top. We moving this thing. We're creating momentum. Again, there's 2 people that signed up for the Fam Wealth Network, which is our Bitcoin cycler, and they signed up for our classes. And I didn't even know until they called me, but we're going to continue to push education. And the reason we have the Bitcoin cycler now is so we can reward people who are curious about what's going on and want to learn what's going on, and even might want to spend some money with us to learn to get these classes. We have an ability now to make sure they get their money back. Wow, no school's doing that. So that's what this is all about. This journey is more about enlightenment, education, and at the same time, helping them to leverage and make a few dollars in this industry. But I'm going to say this before we get off the call. If a person on the Family Cash Machine only makes $10,000 in the next 3 months, 4 months, or 6 months, $10,000 in the hands of a person with a lot of knowledge is dangerous. Wow. $10,000 in the hands of a fool is gone in a week. Okay? But that same amount of measly money in the hands of somebody with a master plan and understand money and has understood the name of the game and the rules of the game and know how to engage in war is dangerous. So that's how we're going to close out the call, you guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Family Cash Machine. Peace. Family Cash Machine, where are you? Come out and play.
And you guys watching, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you can get notifications when we post new videos. Make sure you guys do that.
You guys heard
Thank
Mr. Dave Lyons. If you like this video, hit subscribe, like, hit the thumbs up so that you can get, and hit the bell so you can get notifications as to when we post the next information that you guys need to understand and maybe capitalize on. So again, hit that bell, hit the like, subscribe, and then we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.